Good morning. Our hand today is going to be Ace King. I'm in early position. I raise and we get two callers. Early position, it's going to be my standard raise. Now, this villain's going to fold in the hand. I think he's pretty wide. If we build his range, I think it's going to be probably at least 30-40%. At least 30%. He's gonna. I think he would have raised, your typical hands, but I think he's going to be calling a lot of the suited hands, a lot of connectors, gappers, and so forth. So he's just going to have a wide range. Villain 3, on the other hand, is going to have a much tighter range. He's playing 17-11. I'd know that he has 3-bet with queens, kings, and ace 4 suited, which to me suggests that if he was going to raise, his raise would be queens plus, and then probably include some of these like ace 2, 3, ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 suited hands. He's raised before with them. That kind of just alerts me to the idea that possibly he is a thinking player, has some understanding of ranges and altering ranges based on the action ahead of him. So because of that, I don't have a whole lot of hands on him right now. 30 some hands. He hasn't cold called from the button. This is the first time. So I kind of went to my own ranges and I added a little bit more. So I think he's probably going to call with these pocket pairs, probably some of these Broadway hands, maybe suited connectors. I think he would have been raising queens plus ace king along with some of the suited aces and so forth. So we're going to focus on villain 3 because GTO plus only runs 2 players. So big blind calls, he'll be folding quickly. Flop comes king 7-2. It's check to me. We're in a 4-way pot. I don't want to slow play this. I know that hearts are going to call. I think a 7's going to call. I think 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks are going to call. So I'm going to try to go for some value here, try to limit the field. I went for half pot. That might have been too much, or I'm sorry, too small. But I went half pot and I got 2 callers. The turn was 5 of diamonds. I don't think that changes much. I don't think that changes which hands are ahead. So it's on me. I went ahead and bet again because, again, I think hearts are going to probably call. I think under pairs might call. I think king, queen, king, jack are going to call. King 10 are going to call. So I do think I'm getting some value here when they call. And then the queen of diamonds hits. I think the hand that hits is king queen, exactly king queen. I check, and villain bets. He overbets the pot, and it's on me. What do I do? And this is where I'm interested in this in my hand. If I get to this spot, was it appropriate to get into this situation in the first place? So bet. Should I bet again on the river? Or is this check okay? I do know that checking on the river does seem a little bit weak, but at the same time it might encourage a bluff. So I've got top pair, top kicker. That sounds good, but a lot of times when I've had only one pair hands, I'm gonna lose these. So I did call, so we get to see a showdown, but I want to see what GTO says. So we're here. It does look like I know my range. I have trip kings in it. Villain does not. I have aces. Villain does not. I think this is going to be a spot where we bet. I think it's interesting that we start to have some checks with our trip sevens, probably to protect the other hands that we're checking, which would be these lower pocket pairs. And it's right, I probably would have checked most of these hands in a 4-way pot. It would really, if I'm going to try to win it, I'm going to really need to fire out 2 or 3 barrels, and I don't think kings are going to be folding here. I think ace 4, ace 5 are in there to give you some backdoor potential. I should say backdoor straight potential. Looks like we're betting hearts and clubs, so I think my bet's okay. Villain's going to be calling. If he's playing GTO, he's going to be calling with some flush draws, backdoor flush draws, some weak pairs, middle pair, definitely top pair. But you can see that I am going to be ahead of his calling range. At least my hand is going to be ahead of his calling range. So he does call, and we see a 5 of diamonds. And now looks like we are slowing down with our bets, and I think because our bets, we had a lot of hands that just kind of missed 10-9, and we're including the clubs. So once those clubs don't come, we're going to have to start giving up on those cards that we were hoping to pick up the backdoor flush draw on the turn. That didn't happen, so we're going to be checking more of those, which means we're also going to start checking some of our premium hands, and it looks like trip 7s is one of those. Trip 5s is another one. I bet we are looking to check raise with those hands. Yep, trip 5s, trip 7s, along with like a 7-6, 8-7. It looks like we're check. Well, 8-7 looks like we're check raising a bit, as well as some of the ace kings. So our bets do have some checks for ace king. Even offsuit. We don't have the heart. I guess if we have the heart, we're definitely going to be firing because we know that we block the nut flush draw. But yeah, even with our own hand, ace spade, king of diamonds, we're still betting 60-40, 61-40, 61-39. Betting 2s, betting 3s with the 3 hearts. Again, the heart is just blocking, one less heart card out there. It makes it less likely the villain's going to be able to hit his flush draw if he calls with it. So I think our bet's going to be okay. Villain's still going to be calling. Now, he should be raising with 3 of a kind if he plays GTO, so we'll go with that. So he'll have some top pair, pocket pair below the top card, middle pair, flush draw still. So again, when he calls, I figure to still be ahead of his range here. And then it's a queen of diamonds. And now, yeah, I should have bet here. So first I checked, and then villain bet 125%. Now the bet size is off because we had that third player in the pot for the flop, but I have him betting over pot. So he's going to be doing that. Sets, 2 pairs, some top pair hands, and then no made hands to balance. Looks like he is betting 41% total. 41% total. I want to see the combos. So let's say one combo, 10. We'll say 11, 12 for the top pair. So 12 kind of value combos, 3 bluffs, along with some miscellaneous hands. He's got a weak pair in there. So we said 12 value. I think these are going to be bluffs. So 5, about 7, 12 to 7. 12 combos of value, 7 combos of bluff. So he's not giving me that great odds to call. So if he bets those, what hands do I call? It does look like if I had ace queen, if I had aces, I'm calling those hands. So I'm going to assume that if I had ace king, if I did check with those, then I would be calling. You can see it's very small. I have very small number of combos, ace king combos in my range, so I do think the call would be appropriate. However, it looks like we should have really bet. If we bet and he raises, we're still going to be calling, even though, man, I feel like we're going to be shown king queen here a lot of the time. I know we call those because he's going to have ace king two pair set. So, you know, just looking at, that's mine. We know he's going to have sets in two pair and some top pair, but he's also going to have some of these bluffs and weak pairs in his range. So we're looking at two combos of the bluffs and weak pairs versus, oh, I beat all of those top pair hands. So let's include those top pair hands too. So we got 1, 2, 3 combos of hands that I beat. So 3 hands that I beat versus about 10 hands that I don't beat. I think it's more heavily on the sets and two pairs at this point. So we should be betting. What if this was different? Let's change this. Actually, before we do that, so I did call. So let's see what he showed. He showed king queen, which again, I'm not surprised, but I think if we bet if we bet half pot here, he could still raise, and I think if he raises, then I think exploitatively we can fold, because if he never raises those hands, and we could run it, if he never raises the top pair hands, only raises two pairs sets, and the weak pair, not even sure if he's going to call with a weak pair. Like 7-6-6s. I think he's probably just going to be folding those, not even calling them. So all of those no made hands, it's not even have him have a bluff in there. This is, we need kind of a breakdown. I don't think he would ever raise. But I guess he could sometimes call because he thinks I'm bluffing. I don't think so. Let's change that. Okay, let's rerun this. I'll be back. All right, we're back. We're still betting. Actually, our bets have increased in frequency, 84%. So we're betting our ace kings, no problem. And then if he raises us, then yeah, I think we safely fold everything except our sets, which would have been pocket twos. Because there would have been hands where we checked. Oh, and we also have queens in here. There would have also been hands where we checked up here and to try to go for the check raise. I think sevens was one of them. So we're probably not getting there. Kings. So we bet kings there. But then we just, on this hand, you know, we're checking. And I think we use those kings. Check call. Huh. And we check. If he bets, we still just call. Why would we play so passively with kings? Why would we play passively with kings and never raise? So we check, he bets, we call. He wants us, GTO wants us to check. Villain bets. I mean, if he bets and we raise, Villain's going to call us with two pair. Without a doubt, he's going to call us with two pair. He's going to call us with trips, and those would be what we would target. And I think that's, I don't think this is necessarily a mistake, but we got our value with trip kings, and he calls, and then we check. We're checking with fives and sevens, but we're betting with twos and overpairs. We bet. Villain has a calling range. Oh, so then we check. Villain checks behind. Now we bet. But if we check and villain bets, I guess we are guarding, using kings to protect all of our checking hands. So we can check call, and then the queen comes and we check it. I'm okay with the check here, but no hands could beat us. Oh, you know what? That's it. I think this is an all-in. I think this is an all-in based on sizes, so that's why we don't have an opportunity to raise here. I bet we do raise. I bet we are looking at checking, letting him bluff that size out. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. So let's change it. Let's say it wasn't a queen. Let's say it was a jack. So we bet. He calls. We get a jack of diamonds. We still lead out here. Looks like with ace king. Are there any hands? Let's say jack of hearts. Yeah, we still mostly bet. Nine of clubs. We still bet. What if it's just like a two of spades? We still bet. So it does look like we're firing three streets with top pair, top kicker on a two of spades. If we check and he bets, we're obviously going to be folding a lot because we shouldn't get there with a top pair hand. But if we bet and he raises, we're still somewhat calling with ace king. So I can buy that. I think it's all just going to follow. Let's do the hearts. So if the hearts gets there, we still bet. And I think that's probably consistent with us firing with the heart draws. So I think this is also consistent. So getting back to this overall hand, it does look like on the river I should have taken that. I should have fired that third barrel. If I fire that third barrel, let's go back here. I did 30 big blinds, 31 big blinds, and he shoves. We are looking at, hold on here. We are looking at, let's see here, 75 minus 31 is 44. So we have to call 44 to win our 44 plus 31 plus 31 for his call, plus what is in the pot. 62.1. Oops, plus risk over risk reward his. So 20%. I need to win 20% to make this a favorable call. Would he have that? I don't think so. I bet if we ran Flopzilla, we would see that he doesn't. So we can try that. Just real quick. King of hearts, two of hearts, seven of clubs. So it's on me. I bet and he calls. So we are going to look at sets. We are not supposed to be betting sevens. Over pair, top pair, we're betting. I think pocket pair below the top pair. We're mostly checking middle pair. These some of these pocket pairs, so like threes and fours, we can bet. I am going to say eights. No, we are still betting those. We are betting our flush draws. Open ender, two card backdoor flushes. Flush draw and pair. He calls. We think he is calling with a straight top pair. Probably all of those. Probably any pair, any flush draw. Not sure if he's going to call with the two card backdoor flush draws. Then we hit. 5 of diamonds. So we are still firing. Top pair plus. We're firing our flush draws. I think we are firing our gut shots. And then, we're betting like 38%. No, oh, because they want us to check the sets. So that's pretty close. Pretty close. We bet. Villain calls. So at this point, I am not sure if he's going to be calling with 8s, 9s, 10s, and jacks. He could because of the hearts. Yeah, GTO says he should. And I say because of the hearts, because I could have the heart draw. That could be what I'm betting on: ace, queen, ace, jack, ace 2, ace 3, ace 4 hearts. Middle pair, I think he's giving it up. He's definitely going to still call with flush draws. And it's GTO has him calling 61%. I have 78.4%. I have him raising. Was he going to raise with anything? Yeah, possibly with the sets. 5s and 7s. Is it with all sets? Yeah, we'll exclude that. I think definitely sets. All flush draws, yeah. And he could raise with some of that, so he still has a bit more. And then Queen of Diamonds comes out. If I bet, and I'm betting top pair, over pair, 2 pair, sets and straights. I am also betting weak pair, ace highs, and so forth. So kind of as a bluff. So yeah, possibly even the weak pair. I think we do have the weak pairs in there. Weak pair, ace high. We bet. And he raises. If he raises with 2 pair and top pair, and that's all that he raises, you can see just with my entire range, I'm at 34.7%. If I get rid of these, you can see that I jump up to 52. So it does look like it's a call because he's raising with top pair. If he doesn't raise, then the only way that I could get up there is if I'm calling with the overpair plus. And even then, I think the big reason is the overpair. Oops, let's do our combos. I've got 6 combos. 6 combos, overpairs, 5 combos. So you can see really that 34, even though it's 34%, it's really driven by the 3 and the 2. Because if I have 2 pair plus, I'm at king, queen, or a set. And if he's only doing it with 2 pair plus, we either chop it with the 2 or I win. So yeah, I think it's a little deceiving with the overpair. If he also has the top pair that he's doing this with, then let's just do it. So like the overpair and he has top pair, definitely we can go with my top pair. You know, I'm still 60-40. With middle pair, we're behind. So top pair plus if he's going to do this with his own top pair plus. And as his range expands, you know, so does mine. So yeah, looked at this hand. I messed this up. I should have really fired that last barrel. Got to be a little bit more aggressive with my 4-barrel bluffs. I think I got a little too fancy, thinking, well, I've got showdown, but at the same time, I'm pretty confident in this hand. I saw that queen and thought, oh crap, that he just hit 2 pair. All right, hopefully you enjoy this. If you did, look tomorrow for another.